acting is reacting. This does not mean acting again.
Hey, welcome to Acting is Reacting. I'm Joe, or JSB, and today we're looking at another song connected to the year 24. This time, as is so often the case, it's a song that reached number 24 in the charts, on this occasion in the UK. And the song in question is the Hollies' snappily titled 1973 single, The Day Curly Billy Shot Down Crazy Sam McGee. I'll get into some background on the song and the history of the band around this time a little bit later, because it's a bit of a tale, but in the meantime, let's just dive in and give it a listen. Yeah, gonna have to mention that sooner or later. This is very much a deliberate follow-up to Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. The lyrics up here, which is the first time I've read them, and indeed the first time I've understood them. Recommended. Nice from Burning on the bass there.
Sheriff down. Running, jumping, even bumping on my bad neighbor's doors. Crying Curly Billy City with his calling calls. Billy, let me in, I gotta hide. Crying, sighing, Sam McGee's dying. No one to protect our town. Curly Billy City with his calling calls.
All right, the day that Curly Billy shot down Crazy Sam McGee. I might have missed out the that earlier on because it wasn't a long enough title. I felt when I was saying that before, something was missing. I don't feel that this is a Hollies classic, and to be fair, I feel that most Hollies songs are Hollies classics, so it's very rare that they don't quite hit the mark. If you know the Hollies' history, it was pretty complicated around this point. Alan Clark had left. Then Long Cool Woman got put out as a single and became their biggest hit ever in America. It wasn't very big in the UK. And meanwhile, the Hollies carried on with a new singer from Sweden, Mikael Rickfors, if that's how you pronounce his name, I don't really know. Gave them a minor single in the US with Magic Woman Touch, and a big one in New Zealand. And they had The Baby with him. It was a top 30 single in the UK, but everybody wanted the band back together. Alan Clark came back on the basis that he'd be allowed to do solo albums on the side, kind of like what Phil Collins did with Genesis a decade later, except that his weren't hugely successful, but doesn't mean they were bad. And yeah, I mean, as I said, the song is about as blatant an example you can get of someone deliberately trying to ape a previous hit. It's got all the elements of Long Cool Woman. It's similar beat, similar musicality, and it's another very American story that they're going for this British band. Maybe the key difference is that in the choruses they do have the harmonies, the traditional Hollies harmonies come in there, whereas Long Cool Woman had no harmonies at all because it wasn't intended to be a single. Obviously, this reached 24 in the UK, didn't do anything in the States, and the first full album, of course, came out soon after, and that had this is the closing track, but it also had The Air That I Breathe, which of course became one of their biggest smashes of all time, but also their last really big hit in most parts of the world. Again, not New Zealand, because we gave them top 10 hits for another good few years after that, because we were good. But yeah, love the Hollies. That one's, it's still a B, but given that most of their output is in A territory, it's a little bit below what their usual standards were, but they'd soon be back to them. Anyway, it's worth giving it a listen and reminding ourselves of that period in their history. So I hope you enjoyed it either way. And if you want to see more songs that reached number 24, there's one over there. Or if you just want to see something that YouTube thinks that you really like, and YouTube's always right, check this one out. And I hope to see you on one or both of those very soon or somewhere else. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.